Hello everyone and welcome to World of Mike. We have at last got this issue that has been causing months of delay, and we finally have issue number 15 of Build the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. So we are going to construct it, and then we're going to go into a little bit of where we are with the build and how we're going to progress this forward. Because obviously this has caused significant delays, but we are now got the penultimate issue and we can really move on from this. So this is issue 15. I'm very happy to have this in. Obviously I'm not going to show you all inside, because obviously if you're getting this you're going to get it for yourself, but we are going to be doing assembling the engine block 3 apparently. In this assembly session you will be working with the inlet manifold and the air intake of the supercharger. Follow our instructions carefully for the illustrations to help you. So basically, if you remember, this feels like such a long time ago. The last time we worked on this must have been around this section, because that's the only section I'm up to on this at the moment. And obviously we couldn't move this forward because this part here that we're constructing fits onto the top of it. Now, another thing that I've noticed is we haven't got the manifolds. As you can see, there's some here and then there's some there. As you can see, they're not on here. That indicates to me that we have a delay somewhere with that issue, and there must have been a reason why I didn't apply them. So I will go back over that. This is going to be a bit like this, how the Spitfire was filmed. It will be a bit of like here, there and everywhere, but we're going to try and get it back into sequence. So for this issue, I'm not entirely sure why I left these off, because I do understand I have these. So I'm going to have to go back through the file to figure out where the gap is in my black file. So what we're going to do today is basically connect this part onto these posts here, from what I understand, and then we'll work and tackle out where we're going to go from there after this. So basically, as far as I'm aware, that's where we ended up several months ago on this. I can't even remember, it must have been what, January? I'll have to have a look at the video. But yeah, so we're going to put this on. This part here we will have to have a look at, because what I understand is we've got a lot of missing parts here, because obviously again this is a section that fits onto that, which then fits onto this section here, but there's gonna be a lot of skipping of parts at the moment, but the main priority here, so what we're going to do is we're going to basically, we'll construct this part onto here, and then this section here we will leave, because obviously I need to have a hunt around and figure out where that is. The chances are it's in my box in Whittam, because that's where originally the Dodge was filmed. But I do 2 cars, so this will be for the second car. Obviously this section here we can't do yet, because obviously I need to look at that. So this video, part 15, will be in a part sequence, so part 1, part 2. But what we're going to do is, because I don't want to hold it up anymore, we're going to construct this and we'll basically get it up to 15.5, and then from there that will be part 1, and then from here part 2. So let's take a look at the parts. So this is, it's so nice to have this now, you know, to finally get this moving again. I mean, I haven't worked on it for some time. So if it's not on my, say like I've started a project and it's not on my channel yet, it's because, or I've like paused it, is because 1, there's delays, 2, the issue is probably on back order, or 3, I just haven't got enough available slots. For example, that's why you're not seeing the camper van at the moment, but we'll just have to shovel it. So these are the parts that we've got. So yeah, it's going to be quite nice. So we'll take this off and see really where we can go from here. Okay, so what we've got is we've got this metal tray thing, which I believe that looks like the top. So in that case, we're going to use this section here. This is plastic. So I'll probably keep these ones in here. I don't normally, but because obviously we've got parts where we've got to go back over, we're going to have to tackle that another time. But basically this part here, as you can see, basically fits over the top. You can see you've got bigger pillars and smaller pillars there. We're going to basically connect it so that it's basically something like that. So as you can see, it fits over the second of the taller pins. So it fits onto that one, not that one. So that will slot something like that. Okay, they're going to be secured in with AP screws. Okay, so this feels so weird doing this again. I mean, it almost feels like a brand new build because I've not worked on it for some time. But yeah, so as you can see, back orders can take a significant amount of time to come in. I think the longest time I've had to wait was one of the Spitfire issues took over 7 weeks. But yeah, so it's pretty good. So we'll screw that in and then we'll do this one down the back here. Actually, I might do that one first. I've seen a set of these on Amazon, these screwdrivers. They're like £26, so that's going to have to be a saving job. But don't forget, guys, today is Prime Day, and it's also Prime Day tomorrow, so you're going to get loads of deals. You'll have to check out the Prime Day deals thing, but remember, it's only for Prime members, okay? So it's not for you know, standard buyers that don't use Prime. If you're not a Prime member, you won't be entitled to it. And I found a lovely bottle of shower gel Adidas for £1.05, and it was £1.50, and I thought, yeah, I'll have that. I didn't really need it, I just, because I've got loads of Link stuff, but I wanted to order something so that I had something on Prime Day, if you get me. Okay. So that's that part there done, as you can see, really, really good. I'm going to bring this down because it feels like we're sort of like off the map there. Right, so once we've done that, we then have this section, which has like a little peg underneath it. And you've got like a little notch here, either side. That's going to face towards the back. And we've also got a notch at the front here. So basically you want it, because if you look, one's got the same, but then one's got a thinner notch compared to that notch over there, and the thinner notch looks like it comes over this side. So basically, if we have a look here, right, okay, let's have a look, see what's going on here, because we've put that in like that, but apparently, yeah, we've got that. It's saying to put it into a hole there. Right, I think that's an optic illusion, because if you look here, it looks as if it's saying to put a pole into that one, but it's not. It's an optic illusion. The pole, which I'm referring to, is this one, sits basically in the centre, and then we've got 4 screw holes that we basically put down like that and screw it in. So, yeah, brilliant, lovely. Okay, and they're going to be secured in with CM screws. So we've got CM over here. So this is going to be a bit like the Spitfire. It's just the way it's, you know, we've had delays, and I don't really want to hold this build up any further. But obviously this was before I bring in the new thing. So the new thing is, if we have a delay on a build, then I will keep that build paused until we get whatever issue is the issue that's causing the delay, or perhaps needs replacing. But this one, to be fair with you, I didn't read it before I opened it, so I've sort of gone along with it. So yeah, part 1 and part 2, and then what I can do is I can whack that into Adobe and then stitch it and edit it somehow. Okay, what's going on here? We've got CM. Oh right. Hang on a minute. Hang on. CM. I've made a cock up here. Sorry. Let's just reverse that. These are AP screws, not CMs. So it's because I go by picture, I don't go by the instructions. So apologies about that. It's AP screws. So, and then I was like, should I go live with this or should I not? And then I realised I've got to get the Bismarck up tonight. So this video will be like an afternoon sort of slot. Okay, and that's that one. Here we go. And then we'll put 2 at the back here. So if capital letters. Doesn't feel like it's, there we go. Sometimes it's not always lined up. Okay. If anyone wants to buy me a present, you're not obliged to, but I would love to have a set of these. So if you want to get me an early Christmas present. I know that's really cheeky, but I say it how it is, as you know. Right, so that's that part there. Okay, lovely. So we've assembled that now. I'm just going to put the CM screws back in here so that we don't lose them, like so. And we'll pop them into there. So this is where we can now apply this basically onto the top of this engine. I'm just going to move that up a bit. So basically what we do now is they want it so that these prong things here, they go at the back of the engine. Just notice there's this, what's that? It's like chocolate or something. Okay, so yeah, so the prong things basically go at the back, but then they want us to tip this up. So all this that we've just done is going to be hidden, so we're not actually going to see that. But basically you want it so it's got that lovely square appearance, and basically you can see you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're going to marry this up so it sits on the top of here. Does that go all the way down? Or yeah, all that feels nice, lovely and compact. So as you can see, if you look there, the orange post is just coming through that section there, and then we're going to screw in 4 CM screws into these two and these two. Okay, so CM screws. Oh, it's so nice to be getting a little bit more done on this engine. It's been... doesn't feel like it's screwing into anything, so we'll have to have a closer inspection in that. It's definitely CM screws, so these are CMs, but they seem a little bit on the short side. So I wonder what's causing that. Like that one's going in, I can feel that going in. Okay, so that's that one. That one's got a little bit of it could be that it's not compressed enough, so I'll take a look at that in a bit. And then we'll screw this one down here. Lovely. And then we'll screw this one just up there. Has anyone heard about Eaglemoss? Apparently they've gone bust. So I just feel so sorry for all the people in like America who have been waiting months on end for their USS. But yeah, apparently, so I'm told, because a couple of my friends told me today. So, and you know, I think if they knew that they were going to be in problems, they shouldn't have launched the, you know, that green Mustang. So I dare say that the Tumbler, I keep saying the Tumbler, the Batmobile, is probably not going to come out again, and that's been off and on for several years. But yeah, I just feel sorry for all the people that are basically halfway through and stuff like that. But as you can see, this is the how it's looking so far. So obviously at this point we can see that we've got the manifolds there. So we will go back over that issue. Basically it's going to be a bit of reverse, a bit of going forward, a bit of going back a bit until we get it all into regular sequence. And then once we've done a bit of the back, a bit of the forward, then we should be in a position where it just keep going forward rather than back. So that's that section. The next part, what we've got is we've got this part here, and basically we're going to connect a supercharger apparently. So we want it so that the detailing, because as you can see that side don't have detailing and this side does, is basically going to secure onto there. So basically they're near enough the same. They're going to go in with AP screws. So AP screws, and we'll get them out like that. So we get the AP screws in. Okay. So as you can see, okay, so that's AP, then this one as well, AP as well, okay. So theoretically it will look something like that. Now this part we can still do 1505, because remember we're now going into sort of part 2 here. So we'll just continue part 15.5, and that's going to be secured onto the top of where we've just screwed onto. So it'll be screwing onto the top of here, and it looks as if it's going like that way. And as you can see, we've got 2 holes there for something. Obviously it doesn't come from this end, but you can see we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. They're going to marry up with 1, 2, 3 and 4, so we're going to put a little lid on that. You could be really cheeky and you could like probably hide a £1 coin in there. That's the sort of thing I'd be tempted to do. I like seeing like hidden compartments and all that, but that looks pretty good in there. It looks very similar to a deep fat fryer where you're sort of cleaning all the edge out. So yeah, so we'll put that onto there like that, and they're going to go in with AP screws this time. So 4 AP screws, and then that's basically where we are at the moment, and then we'll have to establish where we go from here. So yeah, I was going to do this live, but I don't like to tweak the schedule too much, because obviously, say like I've got 2 builds that I need to get up, I will look at what one takes priority first. So obviously the Bismarck is obviously scheduled for a Tuesday, so I keep putting it off, and it's stage 7 is quite a long, complicated issue, so I ain't looking forward to it, but you know, once I get going on it, it'll be good. Okay, so that's that, and we're just going to put 1 more AP screw and basically put that in here. Oh, that is right. Optic illusion again. I'm having a mirage. A mirage is basically something that you don't see that's there. So yeah, basically that's where we are with it at the moment. Now this is where we sort of go into part 2. So as you can see, this is part 2. Now we can't do this because this part connects onto there. 15.8 looks like some sort of, I don't know really, some sort of fuel injectors. But again, they go into these parts here on either side of that. So that will definitely be a part 2 once I find that section. But that's where we are looking at the moment. So a huge, brilliant thing. I mean, we could jump and do these parts now, like putting the ends on there, but I don't want to do that because otherwise that would be like a part 3. But just to get a little bit further done on this is nice. It's lovely and compact, but that is issue 15, part 1 done. As you can see, we've got this detailing here. Now this is what I'm going to say. Obviously, if we bring this up a minute, this is where we are at the moment. So if you look at this, right, this is the backlog. So I've got all of that there, which is all backlog. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 issues backlogged, because that leads us up to 31. Okay, so this is 31. So then it's a case of like, right, okay, so let's go back a bit, because we've got to go, from my understanding, we've got to go right the way back from 14 up to 7, which I've got here. Because if you look, some of it's like the manifolds, so that should have been done prior to 15. There must be a reason why I didn't apply it, because if it's not been, if I've not assembled it, it means there's a problem with it. So I'm going to have to look into what's causing that. Again, this issue here was 12. So 12 is basically that part there. So that's done. Then we go into part, again, this is 11, so it's basically doing all of the chassis work, and I know for a fact that that's in Whittam, so I'm going to have to look into that. But it's about, you know, we've got to go a bit backwards, and then we've got to go, hopefully, my plan of action is once we've done part 2 of issue 15, we can then do 16. Don't worry about 16, 17, right the way up to 20, right the way up to 20. They've just not been put in the file yet, because obviously when I get parts, I just put them somewhere, and then when I have the time, I'll just put them in here. So they haven't been put in here yet, but I do have them issues. So that's where we are at the moment with the Dodge. I tried to be colour coordinated, obviously black with a black file. This actually came from the works actually, so yeah, as you can see, build 1. So this is build 1, but yeah, so we've got a lot of catching up to do with that, but that's where we are with the Dodge so far. So part 15, I keep saying part 15, issue 15, part 1 is all near enough there. But yeah, I'm a little bit baffled why I didn't put these manifolds on, but I will look into that. Obviously, as I said, if it's not been put on there, then it's either a replacement or it's mislaid. So it's just going to be filmed in a very weird sequence, but it is what it is. So I hope you like that. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. The next issue for this, it won't be hard scheduled. I will try and get it doubled so that you've got this in the morning and then Bismarck in the evening, but it just depends as and when I can, because don't forget we do have to get Nicky the Starfish out as well. So there, that's where we are. Hope you like that video. Take care, have a lovely evening here. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. We'll see you very soon for another Fast and Furious Build the Dodge Charger. Bye guys.